Now we just need to design everything in between the header and the footer, and that's where all the fun starts. Okay, this is the fun part. So let's see, for example, in the demo page, what is the next step, what is the next section. And as you can see, under the header we have about us section. In my case it's meet our coaches section, with the title, subtitle, 3 images with names and description, and a call to action button. That's very easy to make, and I'm going to show you right away how you can make it. So click on edit page, and now click on edit with Elementor. Wait for Elementor to load, and here you can see how easy it is. Scroll down, and suddenly between the header and the footer you have an option to add new section, and that's what the Elementor is doing. You can add new sections by drag and drop, and it's very easy. So you're gonna click on add new section, and you can decide how the section gonna divide it to. You can divide it to 2, 3 columns, 4 columns, full width, etc. I'm gonna go with the full width, so I'm gonna click on the full width, and you can see that the section open up for us. Now on the left side you can see all the elements that you can drag from the element menu to the new section that we just opened. So if we're going back to the demo site, we can see that the first thing that we need to do is a title and subtitle. So we're going to click on heading and drag it to our new section that we created, and we can see the edit option that open up for us for this specific element on the left side. So here you have 3 tabs. You have the content, which you can control the content. You have the style, which you can control the style, and you have the advanced for controlling the margin and the padding of the section. Alright, so let's start with the content. So we're gonna click on content, and here we're going to change the title from this is a header to meet our coaches, or about us, or meet our staff, etc. Now we can see that it's in the center of the page, so we're gonna center it by clicking on center, just like that. And we can see that it's a little bit bigger than what it is right now. So we have 2 ways to make it bigger. We can choose it to be H1, or we can keep it H2, go to the style menu, and here change the topography from default to custom. And now we can control the size by just dragging the size. As I told you earlier, it's very simple. It's like a big sandbox that you can play with it, and it's very amazing. We can change the color to whatever you guys want, but because I stick with the blue theme, I will go with the blue color for my titles. Okay, now you can change the font family to any font that you would like. You have hundreds of fonts to choose from. You can change the weight, which I'm going to do right now. I will change it to 200 to keep it more classy, and we can change the transform and the style of the font, but right now I'm gonna keep it as default. On the bottom you can change the line height and the letter spacing, and when you're satisfied with it, you can click back on the element bar on the right top corner, and now we're going to drag the subtitle just underneath the title that we have created. Okay, so first thing that we need to do obviously is to center it. So I'm going to click on center, and I'm going to choose the style tab, and I'm going to choose custom, and here I'm going to change the weight to 300 this time. Alright, now I'm going to make the size of the subtitle just a little bit smaller. There you go. And I'm going to copy the sentence that I have on my demo site to the site that I'm building right now. So I'm going to go back to the content tab, and I'm going to paste it over here. Now I will make the font size just a little bit bigger, just like that. There you go, this is perfect. Now it's look almost identical to my demo site, and it's beautiful, and I love it the way it is, as you can see. And the next step is going to be 3 images with captions and of course show description. So we're gonna go back to the element icon on the right top corner, and we're going to click and create and drag this image box underneath the subtitle. But here is the problem. This image box takes the whole width of the section, and this is not what we need. So we're going to delete it first by click delete, and we are going to select and drag the columns element underneath the subtitle. And this is excellent because it's going to divide our columns, our section, to two 50% columns. But we need another one because we have 3 images. So I'm going to click on columns and I'm going to click on the plus icon, and now we have 3 elements of 33% each. Now I can drag the image box to the left element, design it as I wish, and then duplicate it to the second one and the third one. So let's do it together. I'm going to change the image of the image over there, and I'm going to choose this guy, insert image. I'm going to give it a different name. You can name it however you want. You can write any description you want, just like that. I'm going to make the size of the image a little bit bigger to take the whole width of the column, just like as you can see here, and I need to play with the width of the title. So I'm going to the element style, to the element tab to style it as I wish, and I'm going to choose and change the image size to take the 100% of the width. And then on the content, I'm going to choose the typography on the bottom. Let me see. There you go, and change it to custom. And here I can play with the font weight. So I'm going to change it to 300. Now it's look exactly as my demo site, and I'm satisfied with it. So you have 2 options now to create another one just like that one. You can drag the image box and then style it the same, but it's going to take you a lot of time. Or you can delete it, click delete, and you can duplicate the one that we already created and drag it to the center one, and then duplicate it again and drag it to the right one. And the reason we did it because we only need to change right now the content and not the style, because the style going to stay the same like the first element. So that's gonna save you a lot of time. All you need to do is to change the image and change the title and change the description, but you don't need to change the style. And this is excellent. This is very easy. It's make it much more easier. Okay, so as I told you, I'm just gonna change the images, the names, and the description, which I'm going to keep the same, but you can change the description easily. Okay, just like that. And it's just stunning. It's amazing. It looks really good. Okay, so let's see what's next by going to the demo site. And here we can see that we have a call to action button on the bottom. So now I'm going to drag button just underneath these 3 images. There you go. And the first step is to center it. So I'm gonna center it. And now I need to change and play with the size of the button. So I'm gonna click on extra large. You can link it to any page that you would like. You can click on style now and design it as you wish. You can change the color. You can change the background color, which I'm going to change. I'm going to reduce the opacity all the way to 0 to make it transparent. And I'm going to change the font color to blue. Now I'm going to set a border for it. So I'm gonna click on solid. I'm gonna change the width of the border to 2 pixels on all directions, just like that. And the color is amazing, and the button is beautiful, and the section is created. And I'm gonna click save, and I'm going to visit the site by clicking on the X icon on the left bottom side, and then click it, and then visit site. So the section is beautiful, but the problem is that it's too tight. As you can see on the demo site, is much more wider, and there is space between the elements. And on the website that we're building right now, it's much more tight. Okay, so we have an option to fix it, and what we're gonna do is to drag a spacer to all the locations that we want to set the space. Okay, and you can play with the space between 10 pixels all the way to 600 pixels. And the default is 50 pixels, which I really like. I think it's perfect, and I can duplicate the spacer and drag it in between the subtitle and the images, duplicate it again and drag it between the button and the images too. And this one I'm going to lower to, let's see what's gonna be nicer, maybe 40 or 35. Yeah, I'm gonna lower it to 35, and when it's ready I'm gonna click on save. And now when I'm going to visit my site again, I can see that it's wide and beautiful and with a lot of space, and this section is ready and it's look identical to the demo site. And this is excellent. You did a good job, guys. Now let's skip forward and go to see what is our next section. So we're going back to our demo site, and we see that the next section going to be the gallery section or the image gallery.